Hello once again. So soon. I've just got in from a walk and I got caught in the rain, big time. So I had to take a shower. Here's a question for you. Do you know the difference between your left and your right? This is my right. This is my left. But to you, it's the other way around. Confusing, isn't it? And this demonstrates the confusion I can see because the whole world has gone extreme left or extreme right. What's the difference? I don't know. And it is the same with left and right politics. And where we are now, here, is extremely left because of all the shenanigans and jiggery pokery with AI and algorithms that can and are used to shadow ban anyone who dares to say something not allowed. And in my humble opinion, that is not the world that most folk want to live in. I certainly don't. Do you? May I just ask you to give me an uptick or subscribe? It helps the algorithm to a certain extent. Although I'm only a small fry with very, very few viewers, maybe that's why I'm left alone. Now, personally, I've always lent to the right. My right. Simply because I witnessed the unions take over this country in the 70s and Britain became a pariah all over the world. The unions fought and they lost. And in the process, we lost the coal mining industry. And still to this day, there are 300 years of high quality coal under our feet. And a lot of people say, well, you can't use that. Well, it does, it happens. China burn a lot of their brown coal, which is not good quality coal and causes a lot of pollution. And let's not forget, the most efficient way to produce steel is with a coal furnace. And right now, we sure need steel more than ever, now that plastic has become a demon and has become demonised by the Greens. And the Greens are a bunch of lunatics because they want to give us 15-minute cities and cut all our emissions and blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah. Let's give you an idea how much CO2 that we produce. If Great Britain, Ireland, Scotland and Wales sank to the bottom of the sea, it would only make 1% difference in global CO2 emissions. Now, I'm not saying that humans don't make any difference to the world. Of course they do. And to say otherwise is just stupid. But it needs all nations across the board to get together for innovative ideas, but not the likes of the WEF or globalism. That is just another hegemony. And it's a hegemony in the making. But I think that hopefully they're going to be disappointed. And the hegemony that is America is, I think, coming to an end. Let's just hope the Americans or the American regime can cope with it, because a dying snake can be very, very dangerous indeed. As I say, I now lean to the left and consider liberalism as the worst possible thing there is, both economically and morally. In approximately the last 4 decades, neoliberalism has reigned as the structure of Western economies, chiefly the United States. And of course the West does everything the United States are asked of them. However, neoliberal capitalism and an environmental mantra with deregulation, with free markets and limited government intervention in economic matters has repeatedly led to crisis after crisis after crisis and crashes throughout modern history. And right now, we're not facing a recession. We are facing a global depression. And the scourge of neoliberalism in the action of past presidential administrations since the 1980s, and explains how neoliberalism attraction has kept it afloat for so many years. But now, look where we are once again today, on the brink of financial collapse. Make no mistake about it, whatever you're told on the TV, disregard it, they're lying to you. The West is in deep, deep trouble and may never ever recover. Who's to blame? Well, many things in the last 2 years, that's for sure. Plus, printing money. Or the posh word is, what is the posh word? I can't think what it is at the moment. It will come to me. It's basically, what you're doing is, if you drink beer or you drink wine, fine, you drink a certain amount to get you into a certain mood. But if you water that wine down, then you need more and more of it to have the same effect. And what I was talking about, they call it, the posh word is quantitative easing. Printing money, that's all it means. And people seem to think they can do this and get away with it. They can't. And that's what's happening to the economies all over the world right now. And another reason it's happening is because the whole of the West ganged up on Russia. And now, because of that madness, the tables are turning. Russia has now aligned with China. And that is only the beginning, my friends. The West is far, far outnumbered by the rest of the world. Russia, China, India, Pakistan, South America, Africa, the Far East, the Middle East. And more importantly, these countries have the most resources, and they will share with one another. Will Europe, when this is all over, which it will be, either a big bang or it will come to terms, will Europe be left out after cutting its own throat? That, my friends, remains to be seen. And the end is nigh for many things. But we cannot choose what they are going to be. It will be decided outside the West. And hopefully there will be some sort of negotiations. But don't hold your breath. I will leave a link to a guy that knows more about this platform that I'm speaking on right now. His name is James, and his next guest is John Waters. John Waters, the Irishman, who just happens to be my hero. He is a world-class journalist, but he refuses to call himself one because of what journalism has become. Journalism now today is just propaganda of copy and paste. Copy and paste propaganda, that's all it's about. And I must strongly urge you to watch out for this video. It will be very interesting because John Waters and James get together. They are brilliant. Couple of Irishmen. Very, very, very good listening and quite sensible. Extremely sensible. So once again, from this very rainy England, I thank you for listening. And like I say, please push thumbs up or subscribe. It all helps. Thank you very, very much for listening. Bye-bye.